Hello, and thank you so much for joining us on CBS 8 Plus. I'm Heather Myers. Here at CBS 8, we are working for you, getting to the bottom of some of the problems you've asked about, and we are looking for solutions. For months, we have been investigating claims of delayed water bills costing San Diego customers thousands of dollars. Now, this includes one North County couple who got a bill for $16,000. The Grahams say the bill they got blindsided them. They live near Black Mountain Ranch and recently learned that they had not received any water bill at all in 16 months. When they called the Public Utilities Department, they were told their account had been flagged for under or over usage. They believe their bill is correct based on previous monthly usage, but they want to know why the city never initially alerted them.
They seem to have an automated system that stops the billing from going out, requiring manual review, which could take up to a year. Well, there should be some other technological advance that could allow them to communicate with the customers.
So that's hearing from the Grahams. Now, we also did reach out to the city. In a statement, it said in part, quote, "The city is working on an IT system enhancement that would timely notify customers whenever their bill is held in our billing system." Well, through our months of investigation, CBS 8 uncovered that an audit that shows that this issue should have been taken care of years ago. The audit runs back to 2018. That's when the city's Public Utilities Department got scrutinized for overbilling its customers. It lists a number of suggested improvements, including letting people know when their meter reading is under review, which could result in them getting no bill and then several bills all at once. As CBS 8 Shannon Handy reports, it's still a problem 5 years later.
It was a pretty big shock to us to have a bill for that amount of money.
Yesterday, we told you about a Santa Luz couple who just received a water bill from the city of San Diego for a whopping $16,000. Their story is similar to others we've shared in recent months, and since it aired, we're hearing from even more customers. An 87-year-old man emailed us saying he hadn't received a bill for 3 years until he got one for more than $7,500. Another viewer reached out saying their bill is $13,000.
Here's why. If your water use is abnormally high or low, the Public Utilities Department will put a hold on your account as they look into why. During that investigation, you're not being billed. You're also not being alerted until you get several months of bills all at once.
This 2018 audit was supposed to take care of that. The San Diego City Auditor looked at the Public Utilities Department track record in billing and found a number of issues, one of which was not notifying customers whose bills were under investigation. The auditor suggested, quote, "To improve customer satisfaction, the Public Utilities Department should communicate with customers in advance of anticipated bill impacting activities. Specifically, PUD should notify a customer when their meter reading is under review for a prolonged period that may impact their billing schedule or result in receiving multiple bills at the same time. We wanted to know why, after 5 years, has this issue still not been resolved? We reached out to several people, including the mayor's office, public utilities, as well as the city auditor. A public utility spokesperson previously told CBS 8 staffing issues have played a role, adding, "The city is working on an IT system enhancement that would timely notify customers whenever their bill is held in our billing system, and they estimated the enhancement will be fully developed by fall." Meanwhile, earlier today, Joseph Pychek, a principal performance auditor for the city of San Diego, told CBS 8 by phone, in September, there will be an update to the recommendation, at which time the city auditor will ask the water department why they haven't changed their policy on holding bills and not notifying customers. They will ask the water department to again change their policy to include the updated recommendation.
During our investigation, the city says it's looking into as many as 28,000 water bills for a variety of reasons. After making requests, CBS 8 finally got a chance to talk with the San Diego City Auditor. He sat down again with Shannon Handy and says he's been pushing for a solution for years.
The city auditor put out this report 5 years ago in 2018 highlighting this issue. Since then, he says he's checked in with public utilities every 6 months. He's also alerted your elected officials, yet nothing's changed.
We mostly conduct performance audits to identify areas where efficiency, effectiveness, and equity can be improved.
San Diego City Auditor Andy Hanau says as an independent office, it's their job to investigate issues and make recommendations, but implementing those changes is ultimately up to the department in question.
It's a known issue here within the city. There's a lot of attention on it right now, obviously. It's really up to public utilities to get it get it done.
I sat down with Hanau to talk about this 2018 audit, which looked at the Public Utilities Department track record in billing and found a number of issues, one of which was not notifying customers whose bills were under review. In those cases, people's accounts were put on hold, which meant they weren't receiving bills until the investigation was complete. Then they'd unknowingly get one massive bill for all the months missed, which equaled thousands of dollars. At the time, 57,000 customers were impacted. In the report, Hanau wrote in part, to improve customer satisfaction, the Public Utilities Department should communicate with customers in advance of anticipated bill impacting activities. Fast forward 5 years later, CBSA found the problem is still happening to an estimated 28,000 customers.
Between 2018 and 2023, have they implemented those recommendations?
They've implemented many of the recommendations from the audit, such as better oversight of the meter readers, re-looking at the meter reading routes, things like that. But they have not implemented the recommendation to notify customers.
Per protocol, Hanau told me they've done follow-up reports every 6 months, questioning public utilities on their progress, as well as making other city leaders, including the mayor, aware of the situation. He says reasons given for the delay include a staffing shortage and technical difficulties.
They've continually reported that they're working on it, but have not been able to implement it yet.
Public Utilities told us, as well as Hanau, they'd have an IT system in place by November. Meanwhile, the mayor's office told us today these failures are unacceptable, adding, we fully recognize where our systems are failing, acknowledge customers' frustration, and are committed to pushing forward as quickly as possible to provide the excellent, efficient service San Diegans expect and deserve. Beyond that, Hanau says going above local government won't make a difference in this case, but he hopes continuing to monitor it will. Their next report will be out in September.
The audit committee does a really good job of, questioning departments, holding them accountable. But again, ultimately, all of us have oversight roles. It's really management that needs to implement these recommendations.
Shannon Handy, CBS 8.
Well, CBS 8's investigation didn't just stop at the city auditor. The city of San Diego's public utilities director sat down exclusively with our Shannon Handy as well. Juan Guerrero explains why thousands of customers aren't getting their water bills on time. In a two-part interview, he admits the department has been struggling to find a solution to this billing problem, but promised that a fix is coming next month.
Do you share in the frustration of your customers?
Absolutely. Our management team lives it every day, and it's our mission to fix it.
Juan Guerrero has been with San Diego Public Utilities for over 7 years. He's only been director for 1.5 years, but says he takes responsibility for the problems that have plagued the department since before he was in charge.
It should be in a better place by now. It should have been in a better place for the past few decades. But what we're doing is playing catch-up, a significant amount of catch-up in a really compressed time frame.
I sat down with Guerrero to talk about this 2018 audit, which looked at public utilities' track record in billing and found a number of issues, one of which was not notifying customers whose bills were under review. In those cases, people's accounts were put on hold, which meant they weren't receiving bills until the investigation was complete. Then they'd unknowingly get one massive bill for all the months missed, which equaled thousands of dollars. At the time, 57,000 customers were impacted. In the report, the city auditor recommended public utilities inform customers of, quote, bill impacting activities. Fast forward 5 years later, CBSA found the problem is still happening to an estimated 28,000 customers.
Why is it taking so long to resolve these issues?
It was 10 recommendations, and within each recommendation, there were so many different things to address. So we've been working through those.
Guerrero says aside from the billing issue, the audit also addressed its poor customer service practices, which for the department took priority. They overhauled their training program, hired more employees, and automated certain procedures so call wait times would go down. They also hired a new management team before recently shifting their focus to those billing issues.
And again, it goes back to the volume of issues and prioritizing and working through each one of the issues. One of the challenges that we have is we talk a lot about aging infrastructure. Well, our aging infrastructure includes our IT.
Guerrero says while alerting customers may seem like a simple fix, it's not. He says they've had to make 40 enhancements, including replacing their call center software system.
The challenge with some of the older software systems is they were very customized to our specific operation. And there were multiple software systems that are standardized throughout the city that had to work together.
In addition to that, he says a lack of staffing led to a backlog of held bills. Not only that, but as one of the largest public utilities in the state, he says there are other programs and projects to run that can't be put on pause.
As we're working through these improvements, we're running a live operation, so it really takes time to get through everything.
Guerrero admits it's been a challenge, but says customers whose bills are held can expect notifications in September. As for his message to those affected,
I apologize to them for the operations that we're working diligently to improve.
Are you confident the department can resolve all these issues?
Yes, absolutely.
In the second part of CBS 8's exclusive interview with the San Diego Public Utilities Director, he addresses and apologizes for billing issues that have impacted thousands of customers. CBS 8's Shannon Handy again here, continuing our investigation into those high water bills with Guerrero's regrets and what customers can expect moving forward.
We have worked tirelessly to figure out why your bills aren't being sent on time and why it's taken years to fix a problem. I asked Juan Guerrero those questions and more. Ultimately, he apologized and says the issue will be resolved in September.
Well, it's a large bill, $16,000.
it's a story we've been covering for months.
I just didn't notice that I wasn't getting my water bill.
What did it add up to?
It added up to almost $2,900.
San Diego Public Utilities customers have been missing water bills, and then without explanation or warning, they received a ton of bills all at once, totaling thousands of dollars.
All these bills, it's just crazy.
After several requests, I finally sat down with the Director of Public Utilities, Juan Guerrero, who offered this message to those affected.
I want to apologize to our customers who haven't received any notification before their bills were held.
Guerrero explained bills are held when they're being investigated for a suspected leak or other issues. During that time, people aren't getting billed or notified, and if they do notice and go online to check, their account says zero.
The $0 account balance is really there because they haven't been billed yet.
Guerrero says the department didn't want to send out inaccurate bills, which is why they sent none at all. Adding staffing issues led to a backlog of held bills, some of which were held for more than a year. They've hired more people to get through that, but still have 10 open positions. As for not notifying customers, he says their outdated IT system is undergoing a complete overhaul, which has prohibited them from sending out automatic alerts. He says a fix is coming in September, when letters will start getting mailed out to customers impacted. I question why they couldn't notify customers using other tactics in the meantime.
I'm not an IT person, but I would think to put just something on the front page of your home screen to say, if you haven't received a bill, it could be because of this, would be an easy fix.
Yeah, I think that would be an easy fix, and I think it's a really good suggestion.
I also asked Guerrero why it's taken so long to address this problem, which was highlighted in this audit dating back to 2018. The audit looked at ways the department could improve and listed 10 recommendations, notifying customers as one of them. Guerrero says those other recommendations took priority, noting the department has had to undergo a lot of changes, including hiring a new management team in 2019.
It goes back to the volume of issues and prioritizing and working through each one of the issues. It's taken a lot more time than any of us would have hoped, but it's for very concrete reasons because we want to make sure the fixes are done well.
As for any regrets, Guerrero says he doesn't have any except for one.
We need to communicate a little bit more frequently with our customers and let them know what we're working on, what we're doing.
You're confident in your staff and the improvements you're making, but can customers trust the Public Utilities Department?
Absolutely.
And our work doesn't end here. We will check back and make sure this issue is resolved in September. The city's auditor is also scheduled to get an update on their progress next month. In addition to that, we've reached out to your city leaders to ensure they're paying attention. Meanwhile, customers impacted can go on payment plans to get their bills resolved. Working for you, I'm Shannon Handy for CBS 8.
Thank you, Shannon, for continuing to cover this story. Until that water bill system, the water bill system fix comes out, viewers have been asking if setting up auto pay can help solve the issue before it happens. We are working for you to solve any confusion on whether or not you should set up auto pay. CBS 8's Ariana Cohen read your CBS 8 viewer emails and looked into it.
CBS 8 viewers are continuing to email us about water bills and the confusion surrounding it. One viewer wrote, "You should advise people to take their bills off auto pay. What if they get a $5,000 bill and it takes all their money?"
Hi, this is Ariana Cohen calling from CBS 8.
We are working for you to clear this up. It does not make a difference whether you are on auto pay or not. The Public Utilities Department told CBS 8 bills are held when a water meter read is significantly outside the typical range based on historic usage, so that public utilities staff can manually investigate the account to determine the cause of the abnormal read. Due to staffing challenges, the Public Utilities Department is unfortunately unable to investigate each account immediately. We have also had staffing challenges in meter reading in 2023, which means whether you use auto pay or not, if the city is investigating your water bill, the bill will remain at zero and you will not be charged until you get a bill in the mail. You also won't be notified until you suddenly receive a big bill. Another CBS 8 viewer wrote, "We were set on auto pay and the city never deducted money for over a year. Auto pay or not, you need to make sure to pay attention to your water bill. Create an account with the Public Utilities Department, log in, and regularly check. If you find a zero balance, know that something is wrong." CBS 8 viewer Greta Irwin emailed us, "We have our bill paid automatically. I didn't realize we hadn't received a bill until seeing your coverage." CBS 8 viewer Donna Titus wrote, "That has to be the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. It's no way to run any kind of business, but a city as large as San Diego needs to address this business model as soon as possible." Working for you, Ariana Cohen, CBS 8.
Remember, if you are not receiving your water bills, we have more information on what you can do about that and a guide on checking for leaks. We've posted the story on the help button at cbs8.com. You can also download and visit the CBS 8 app for more information. And if there is something that you would like us to look into, please email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com. Thank you so much for joining us right here on CBS 8 Plus, and we'll see you next time.